There is a question I was thinking about lately. Is Houdini really necessary in VFX work? I mean, there are lots of software in the VFX industry, from 3ds Max and its amazing tools and third-party plugins, like Thinking Particles, fumefx, Tyflow, and so on. There is also Maya with Bifrost and the rest of its arsenal. These software have been dominant for decades, but are they still needed in the era when Houdini is king and can do almost everything? As you may know, SignFX Houdini has a legendary reputation in the VFX industry, and for a good reason. Its secret sauce lies in its procedural and node-based workflow that SignFX embraced from day one. In hindsight, it feels like its developers came from the future. You see, unlike traditional 3D tools, where you manually sculpt each effect, Houdini lets artists build effects by connecting nodes, essentially programming how an effect should behave, step by step. This approach is incredibly powerful, enabling the software to handle everything from massive explosions at realistic water sims to roaring fires and flowing hair, in addition to many other things. And because every aspect is procedural, you can tweak any part of your effect at any time without starting over. As you can see, this flexibility has firmly established Houdini as a very important VFX tool, and it is why so many studios consider it indispensable, especially for high-end visual effects work. Here is the interesting thing. Back in the 1990s and the early 2000s, before Houdini's dominance, studios relied heavily on generalist 3D software like Alias Power Animator, which is now Maya, in addition to Softimage and 3ds Max. And they were boosted by a bunch of third-party plugins, in addition to some in-house tools that VFX studios relied on. For example, Softimage was behind the groundbreaking effects in films such as Jurassic Park, Terminator 2, Titanic, and The Fifth Element. 3ds Max, which was known back then as 3D Studio or 3D Studio Max, also found its way into major productions, and it is still the case till this day, by the way. However, achieving complex effects with this software meant juggling multiple plugins, fluids with tools like RealFlow or fumefx, and particles via Thinking Particles or some other custom scripts, and destruction via add-ons like Rayfire, in addition to others. So this plugin-dependent workflow got the job done, especially back then, but it was often cumbersome and fragmented compared to Houdini's later all-in-one, everything built-in approach. If you haven't noticed, in recent years, a new wave of real-time VFX tools have emerged, changing what artists can do outside of Houdini. One of the frontrunners is JungaFX's Embergen, a GPU-powered simulation tool that lets you create fire, smoke, and explosion effects with instant feedback. I mean, simulations that once took hours, or even days to compute on CPU, now unfold in real time on modern graphics cards. Embergen basically merges the simulation and rendering steps into one interactive process, so you just adjust some sliders and immediately see a fully rendered explosion or maybe smoke plume on your scene. Here's the thing, this real-time approach is actually a game changer, especially for iteration and scene interactivity, and artists, especially in game development, can try different looks on the fly, without the long waits or the older tools like fumefx, which required a long time. And by the way, in the latest updates of fumefx, it is actually catching up, and they are realizing that this is really necessary. So they sped up their real-time preview, and they added many tools like the ability to create effects that are non-destructive, while Embergen and similar tools like Particle Illusion, Unreal Engine's Niagara, etc. are mostly used for quick and real-time effects. They showcase a future where not every effect is actually needing Houdini's heavy-duty pipeline, at least for certain types of simulations. Now, the question is there any single tool that can truly replace Houdini for VFX work? Honestly, not really. Houdini is actually hard to match, but there are specialized tools that cover specific areas of VFX work. For instance, Autodesk Bifrost is a procedural effect framework integrated into Maya, and this has been the case for many years now. It was born from Naiad, which was a fluid simulator acquired by Autodesk to let artists create complex particles, smoke, and liquid simulations node by node, much like Houdini's workflow. In the realm of fluids, RealFlow has long been used for realistic water simulations, and Chaos Group's Phoenix FD, which is a plugin for 3ds Max and Maya, can handle fire, smoke, and liquids within the same application, whether it be Max or Maya. For 3ds Max users, Tyflow, which is the evolution of the old particle flow system, offers a powerful particle and physics environment that, combined with plugins like fumefx or thinking particles, can produce Houdini-like effects. Game artists, meanwhile, often use Unreal Engine's Niagara or Unity's VFX Graph for real-time effects, which is great. I mean, each of these tools can do impressive effects in its own right in real time, sometimes even faster or more user-friendly in that niche. However, no single one of them can cover the full range of Houdini's capabilities. In practice, you would need a whole arsenal of these specialized tools to cover what Houdini can do under one roof, which is exactly why Houdini remains so unique. Simply put, Houdini is the product of decades of research and development and a very unique design philosophy. It basically means it is very hard for any competitor to replace that overnight, and you can only imagine if you try to do it. SideFX is focused on proceduralism since the 1980s, built an entire ecosystem that goes way beyond just a couple of tools or features. Houdini today has a deep toolkit of integrated solvers for particles, fluids, destruction, hair, crowds, you name it, all unified in one program, sharing data in a consistent, attribute-based way. This kind of all-in-one fully extensible architecture is extremely complex to develop. It is no coincidence that Houdini's technology has earned multiple Academy SciTech awards over the years for its breakthrough procedural-based technology, because they have got some serious innovation under the hood. One VFX artist remarked that they think of Houdini more as an operating system, dedicated from the ground up to manipulate geometry data than a simple 3D software, meaning it is in a different league by several orders of magnitude. You can think about that. And this is a big reason why no direct Houdini clone exists. It is a massive undertaking to build something so flexible and robust. Competing products tend to either target one slice of what Houdini offers, such as Bifrost. They integrate procedural ideas into a bigger package, which is Maya, but it still lags in scope. In other words, Houdini is a hard code to crack. Simply put, because it is an accumulation of 30+ years of specialized development, which is a very high bar for any would-be rival. Now let's talk about Blender. The rise of Blender's geometry nodes and the newer simulation nodes had a lot of Blender users wondering if Blender could one day match Houdini or get close to it in the effects department. Here's the thing. Blender's node-based system is definitely inspired by the same procedural concepts. You can set up modifiers chains on particle node trees that feel a bit like mini Houdini within Blender. And with each release, Blender's node tools are growing and becoming more powerful. However, as of now, Blender is still playing catch-up. In my opinion, one of the biggest problems of Blender, first of all, is that it is doing so much. Also, I was wondering if its architecture can actually hold up what Houdini can do, like do it in the same program. Who knows? Even avid Blender users admit that geometry nodes cannot yet touch what Houdini can do in terms of complexity. Houdini simply has far larger toolset for simulations and decades of refinement in handling big data and heavy effects. Blender simulation nodes are promising, and Blender is great for a lot of things, especially for smaller scale or stylized effects. But, and this is a big but, there is a long road ahead. The developers would need to reinvent or emulate many Houdini's advanced features, from intricate physics solvers to deep level of customization Houdini's VEX scripting offers. It is not impossible that Blender could significantly close the gap over time, given its rapid development pace and community support. Yet, in the near term, Houdini remains the go-to for serious and high-end VFX, while Blender's nodes are more of an entry-level taste of procedural effects. In other words, Blender is getting better at effects, but it is not replacing Houdini anytime soon. So as of now, there is no real competition for Houdini, at least when it comes to doing procedural work and the flexibility of simulation, plus how it puts everything in one place without needing any extra tools. And there you have it, guys. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. Also, please subscribe to this channel to receive more videos like this. Thank you very much for watching, and I will see you in the next one.